The creature in the rain. The rain fell hard that night. Cold drops hit the metal streets again and again, washing dust, oil, and old blood into the gutters. Neon lights from tall buildings reflected on the wet road, breaking into shaking colors. Most people had already gone home. Those still outside walked fast, heads down, coats tight. The city did not like the cold, and the cold did not like the city. From a dark alley near the lower sector, something moved. At first, it looked like smoke, then a shadow, then the ground shook just a little. A large shape stepped forward into the rain. It was a dragon, not the kind from older stories. This one was alien. Its body was long and heavy, covered in dark, broken scales. Some were missing. Others were cracked. Rainwater ran between them like small rivers. Its wings dragged behind it, torn and useless. Most terrifying of all were its eyes. They were open, but empty, white, clouded, blind. The dragon took slow steps forward, claws scraping against the street. Each step looked painful. A thick metal collar was locked around its neck, with broken chains hanging down its sides. Old burn marks covered its chest and back. This was not a monster on a hunt. This was something hurt. A woman across the street noticed it first. She froze. Her bag slipped from her hand and hit the ground. The sound echoed. The dragon stopped moving. Its head lifted slightly, rain sliding down its long face. It turned its head left, then right, not seeing, only listening, smelling the air, feeling vibrations through the ground. The woman screamed. The city reacted at once. People ran. Doors slammed shut. Windows closed. Alarms began to ring from every direction. Red warning lights flashed across buildings. Alert! Unknown biological entity detected. Drones lifted into the air, their blue lights cutting through the rain. Security vehicles rushed in from nearby streets. Weapons powered up. The dragon flinched. It lowered its body, wings folding around itself as if trying to disappear. A low sound escaped its throat, not a roar, but something closer to a cry. It began to move again, faster now, panic in every step. It bumped into a parked transport vehicle. Metal bent. Glass shattered. The dragon pulled back, confused and afraid, swinging its tail blindly. The tail smashed a streetlight, sending sparks into the rain. People watching from windows expected fire, but none came. The dragon only stood there, shaking. High above, drones locked onto the target. Permission to fire requested, a cold voice said over the city network. Hold, another voice replied. Observe behavior. The dragon lifted its head again. Rain poured into its open mouth as it breathed heavily. Its chest rose and fell. Steam rose from its body in the cold air. It turned its head toward the sound of footsteps, many footsteps. A group of workers had just exited a nearby construction site. Hard hats, heavy boots, long shifts behind them. One of them stopped. His name was Jack. Jack was a human foreman. Tall, broad-shouldered, face tired from years of work. His jacket was thin and already soaked through. He held his helmet under one arm and stared at the creature in front of him. The other workers grabbed his arm. Jack, move, one whispered urgently. That thing will kill you. Jack did not move. He watched the dragon closely. It did not charge. It did not roar. It did not attack. It was shaking. Jack noticed how the dragon's head moved, not toward people, but away from them. How its claws curled inward, not outward. How its tail stayed close to its body, like a scared animal, like something lost. Another alarm sounded, louder this time. Final warning. Step away. Jack stepped forward instead. Rain soaked his hair and face. Cold water ran down his neck, but he did not care. His boots splashed against the street as he moved closer. The dragon sensed him. Its head snapped toward Jack. Its body tensed. Muscles tightened. Everyone held their breath. Jack slowly raised his hands. He spoke, his voice calm but clear. Easy, easy. The dragon did not understand the words, but it understood the tone. It tilted its head. Its breathing slowed just a little. The low sound in its throat faded. Above them, weapons charged. Target locked. Jack took one more step forward and stood between the blind dragon and the guns of the city. The rain continued to fall, and the whole world waited to see what happened next. the human who didn't run. Rain fell harder. It drummed against metal, glass, skin, like the city itself was holding its breath. Jack stood still, one step in front of the blind alien dragon, one step away from death. Behind him, security drones hovered in the air, weapons glowing with sharp blue light. Their targeting systems stayed locked on the massive shape in front of him. Red warning symbols flashed across their screens. "Human, step away immediately," a cold voice echoed from the loudspeakers. "You are interfering with a containment operation." Jack did not turn around. He kept his eyes on the dragon. Up close, it was even worse than he thought. The dragon's scales were not just damaged, they were burned. Deep black scars crossed its body in strange patterns, like marks left by machines, not battle. Old wounds had never healed. Some still bled, mixing with rainwater and flowing down the street. Its breathing was uneven, painful. The dragon shifted its weight and let out a low sound. Not loud, not angry. It sounded tired. Jack swallowed. Slowly, carefully, he removed his jacket. Cold air hit his skin, but he ignored it. He tossed the jacket onto the ground between himself and the dragon. The fabric soaked up the rain almost at once. The dragon reacted. Its head lowered sharply. Its claws scraped the street as it pulled back, afraid of the sudden movement. One wing lifted slightly, broken bones visible beneath torn skin. Jack froze. "Okay," he said softly. "Okay, I won't hurt you." The dragon could not see him, but it could hear him. It leaned forward a little, sniffing the air. Steam rose from its nostrils. Its tail twitched, knocking over a trash unit with a loud crash. The drones reacted instantly. Weapons charged louder. Human life detected in the danger zone, the system announced. Final countdown initiated. 5 seconds. Jack felt the pressure in his chest. He knew those weapons. He had seen what they did to buildings, to vehicles, to living things. He raised his voice. "Stop!" His shout echoed down the street. "This thing is blind." Jack yelled. "Look at it. It's not attacking anyone." Silence followed. The countdown paused. Scanners activated. Blue light washed over the dragon's body, scanning bone, muscle, energy levels. Data streamed across screens miles away. And then, confusion. Visual organs non-functional. Multiple restraint marks detected. Subject shows no aggressive intent. The crowd watching from windows grew louder. Murmurs spread like fire. They heard it. "It's not wild. That thing was chained." Jack stepped closer again. This time, the dragon did not pull back. Its head lowered slowly, stopping just above the wet street. Rain ran down its face and dripped from its jaw. Its body trembled, not with anger, but with fear. Jack reached out his hand. He stopped inches away. He waited. The dragon leaned forward and touched his hand with the tip of its nose. Warm, very warm. Jack sucked in a breath. The contact lasted only a second, but it changed everything. The dragon released a deep breath, and its body relaxed slightly. Its claws loosened. Its tail stopped moving. The city network exploded with alerts. Unexpected behavior detected. Alien authorities cut into the channel. "This creature is not your concern, human," a sharp alien voice said. "Step away. It is classified material." Jack finally turned. "Material?" he repeated. He looked back at the dragon, then up at the hovering drones. "This thing is alive," Jack said. "It's scared, and someone did this to it." The alien voice grew colder. "It is a failed asset. Return it, or step aside." Failed asset. Jack laughed once, short and bitter. He looked at the dragon's scars, at its broken wings, at its empty eyes. "Yeah," Jack said quietly. "I know what it looks like when something gets used and thrown away." He turned back to the dragon. Rain soaked them both. "You don't have to be afraid," he said. "I'm here." The dragon lifted its head slightly, as if trying to see him, knowing it could not. It moved closer and lowered its body to the ground, making itself smaller. A sign of trust. That moment was captured by 100 cameras. Across the city, across the planet, across the stars. A blind alien dragon kneeling in front of a human. The alien authorities went silent. Then one final message came through. Human Foreman Jack, the voice said, "You have just made yourself a target." Jack placed his hand gently on the dragon's neck. Then, he replied, "You'll have to go through me first." Thunder rolled overhead, and far away, forces began to move. The truth beneath the scars. The rain did not stop, but the city did. For the first time in years, the lower sector went silent. No alarms, no sirens, no warnings, just the sound of rain hitting metal and the slow, heavy breathing of the blind alien dragon. Jack kept his hand on the dragon's neck. The skin beneath the scales was warm. Too warm, a sign of fever. Medical drones arrived, floating carefully around the massive creature. Their lights scanned every inch of its body. Blue beams moved across broken wings, cracked scales, and deep scars burned into flesh. The results shocked everyone watching. These injuries were not caused by battle, a human medic said quietly. Jack looked up. Then what caused them? The medic hesitated. They were caused by tools. The word spread fast. Tools. The dragon shifted slightly as a scanner passed over its head. It flinched when the light touched its eyes. The reaction was fast, fearful. One of the medics lowered the scanner at once. "It remembers," she said. "Whatever they did to it, it remembers." A large display screen activated above the street. Alien symbols and human language appeared side by side. The dragon's collar was being decoded, and then the truth appeared. Designation: Guardian type Draconis. Status: decommissioned. Reason: visual failure / non-compliant. Jack stared at the words. Decommissioned, he repeated. "You mean thrown away?" An alien observer finally spoke again, their voice sharp and controlled. "It is obsolete," the alien said. "It failed its function." Jack looked down at the dragon. It lowered its head, as if it understood the tone, even if it did not know the words. "Failed," Jack said slowly. "Because it went blind?" "Yes," the alien replied. "A guardian that cannot see is a liability." The dragon's breathing grew faster. Its claws dug into the wet ground. Old fear came back, stronger than before. Jack placed both hands on the dragon now. "No," he said firmly. "It's scared. Stop talking like it's a machine." The alien voice ignored him. Guardian Draconis units are bred for protection. Loyalty is mandatory. Obedience is absolute. This one resisted termination. Jack's head snapped up. "Resisted?" he asked. The screen changed. Security footage appeared. A different place. A brighter sky. Alien cities burning. Smaller creatures running. And above them all, the same dragon, but younger, stronger. Its eyes were clear then, bright gold. It stood between the flames and a group of alien children. Blasts hit its body. Again and again. The dragon did not move. Then the footage jumped. A white room. Machines. Bright lights. Screams. The dragon on the street reacted. It let out a sudden cry, loud, broken, and full of pain. It tried to stand, wings shaking, tail slamming into the ground. Jack wrapped his arms around its neck. "It's okay," he said quickly. "You're safe. You're safe." The footage continued. A sharp beam of light struck the dragon's eyes. The screen cut to black. Silence followed. People watching across the city felt sick. One human officer whispered, "They blinded it." The alien authority spoke again, cold as space. The procedure was necessary. A failed guardian must not inspire rebellion. Jack slowly stood up. Rain poured down his face, but his eyes burned with anger. "So you punished it," he said, "for protecting your children." The alien voice paused. "That is irrelevant." Jack laughed, but there was no humor in it. "You know what?" he said. "Where I come from, we don't throw someone away just because they're broken." The dragon lowered its head against Jack's chest. Its body shook, not from pain this time, but from something else. Relief. The collar around its neck began to beep. Warning lights flashed. "Emergency recall initiated," the alien voice announced. "Stand clear. The asset will be retrieved." Above the clouds, something massive moved. A shadow blocked the lights of the city. Jack looked up. So did everyone else. A retrieval ship, big enough to carry a dragon, armed enough to level a district. Jack placed himself between the dragon and the sky. He spoke clearly. "You want it?" he said. "Then you'll have to explain something first." The alien voice answered. "What?" Jack gestured to the watching cameras. "To the whole galaxy," he said. "Why you punished a hero and why humans should ever trust you again." The ship hovered lower. Weapons powered on. The dragon lifted its head and released a deep, warning growl. Even blind, it was ready to fight. When humans drew the line, the retrieval ship hung in the sky like a dark god. Its metal body blocked the city lights, turning the street below into a deep shadow. Wind pushed down from its engines, throwing rain sideways. Windows rattled. Loose metal screamed. Weapons unfolded along its sides. The message came again, loud, clear, and final. "Return the Guardian unit immediately." Jack did not move. The blind alien dragon stood behind him, its massive shape low and tense. Its wings trembled as it sensed the air pressure change. The sound of the ship's engines made its body stiffen. Old memories burned inside it. Cages, chains, pain. The dragon growled, deep and slow. Human soldiers arrived next. Not charging, not shouting. They form a line. Riot shields locked together. Weapons stayed lowered. The alien commanders noticed this at once. "This is a violation of interstellar law," the alien voice said. "You are protecting foreign property." Jack turned his head slightly. "Property doesn't bleed," he replied. The crowd behind the soldiers grew larger. Workers, medics, citizens, people who had been watching from screens now stood in the rain. No one left. The alien ship lowered another level. Targeting lights swept across the street. The dragon reacted. It stepped forward suddenly, placing its body in front of Jack. Its tail curled around him, pulling him close to its chest. The movement was fast, protective. A gasp spread through the crowd. The dragon lowered its head, placing its scarred forehead against the wet ground. A gesture older than words. Submission, not to the aliens, to the humans. The city network exploded. Is it bowing? It's choosing them. It trusts humans. Alien commanders grew uneasy. "This behavior is unacceptable," the voice snapped. "Activate control protocols." The collar around the dragon's neck glowed red. The dragon screamed. Its body slammed against the street as pain surged through it. Muscles locked. Wings convulsed. The sound was not of rage, but of betrayal. Jack shouted, "Turn it off." He grabbed the collar with both hands, ignoring the heat. The metal burned his skin. He screamed, but did not let go. Human engineers rushed forward. "We can break the signal," one yelled, "but it'll take time." The alien ship's weapons charged. "Release the asset," the alien voice warned, "or suffer consequences." Something changed then. A human commander stepped forward. Her voice was calm, clear. "Human units," she said, "form full defensive perimeter." The order spread fast. More soldiers arrived. Vehicles blocked streets. Anti-air systems powered up, not aiming but ready. The galaxy watched in shock. Humans were not attacking. They were standing their ground. The dragon's screams weakened. Jack pressed his forehead against the dragon's neck. "I've got you," he said through pain. "I won't let them hurt you again." The engineers shouted. "Signal broken." The collar went dark. The dragon collapsed, but not from pain. From relief. It breathed slowly, deep, safe. The alien ship pulled back slightly. This was not expected. The alien voice returned, colder than before. "You are making an enemy today." Jack stood up, rain pouring down his face, hands burned and shaking. "Then listen carefully," he said, "because this is where humans stop backing away." He looked up at the ship. "This dragon protected your children," Jack said. "You broke it for that." He gestured to the soldiers. "We protect ours." The dragon lifted its head. Slowly, proudly, it spread its damaged wings as far as they would go. Even broken, it was enormous. A symbol. Across the galaxy, messages spread. Humans defend the abandoned. Humans defy the powerful. Humans do not fear monsters. The alien ship powered down its weapons. Not in surrender, but in hesitation. Because for the first time, the galaxy realized something dangerous. Humans were not weak. They were loyal and They had just claimed a dragon. What the dragon remembered. The rain slowly faded into mist. Emergency lights washed the street in soft white and blue. Human medics moved carefully around the blind dragon, treating its wounds, wrapping torn flesh, sealing broken scales. No one rushed. No one shouted. They treated it like a person. The dragon lay still. But inside its mind, the past awakened. Memories came not as pictures, but as pain, fire. The dragon remembered a sky filled with smoke and screams. Cities burned beneath it. Alien children cried as buildings fell. It remembered standing in front of them, wings spread wide, body taking every blast meant for smaller lives. It remembered the order. Do not move. So it did not. Weapons hit its back again and again. Pain blinded it, but it stayed standing. The children lived. Then silence. Hands touched it afterward, not in thanks but in chains. The memory shifted. Cold rooms. Bright lights. Voices without feeling. Guardian unit damaged. Vision failure detected. The dragon remembered trying to rise, only to be forced down. Machines closed around its head. A burning beam struck its eyes. Darkness. Permanent. In the present, the dragon's body twitched. Jack noticed at once. Easy, he said softly, placing a hand on its neck. You're safe. No more pain. The dragon felt his warmth. Not commands. Not fear. Care. A sound escaped its throat, low and broken. A sound it had never made before. Jack stayed beside it through the night. When the dragon finally woke, the rain had stopped. Morning light filtered between buildings. The city looked different now, quieter, softer. The dragon lifted its head. It could not see the sun, but it felt something new. Peace. It sensed Jack sitting nearby. The dragon moved closer and lowered its massive head until it rested beside him. The ground cracked under its weight. Jack smiled slightly. Morning, he said. The dragon responded by nudging him gently with its nose. The moment was small, but the galaxy saw it. News screens everywhere showed the image. A blind dragon resting beside a human worker. The alien authorities did not like this. A private transmission arrived. You are forming an emotional bond with a controlled organism, the alien voice warned. This is dangerous. Jack answered without hesitation. No, he said. What you did was dangerous. The dragon sensed tension again. It raised its head slowly and placed itself between Jack and the sound. Protective. Even now, alien commanders watched in silence. This was not obedience. This was choice. The dragon's collar, now powerless, fell away as human engineers removed it completely. Metal hit the ground with a loud clang. The dragon flinched at the sound. Jack placed his hand on its chest. It's okay, he said. That thing can't hurt you anymore. The dragon understood the feeling, if not the words. Something deep inside it shifted. For the first time since losing its sight, the dragon did not feel useless. It felt wanted. Above the city, ships moved again. Not attacking. Watching. Alien forces were gathering. Not to reclaim the dragon, but to decide something far more dangerous. The dragon lifted its head toward the sky. It could sense them. Old instincts stirred. The guardian within it woke. Its wings trembled, not from weakness, but from readiness. Jack noticed. You feeling it too? He asked quietly. The dragon released a deep breath. Yes, whatever was coming. It would not run again, because this time it was not alone, and neither were the humans. The night the galaxy tested humanity. The warning came without sound. No sirens, no alarms, just silence. Human sensors picked it up first. Energy spikes above the city. Not one ship, but many. Shadows moved behind the clouds, blocking the stars one by one. Jack felt it before anyone spoke. The dragon felt it too. Its body stiffened. Muscles tightened under healing scales. Its head lifted toward the sky, nostrils flaring as it tasted the air. Fear was there, but something else lived beneath it now. Resolve. Human commanders gathered fast. Screens lit up with maps and signals. The message was clear. Alien fleets were forming a ring. Non-attack formation. A threat. A single transmission reached Earth. You have one cycle, the Alien Council announced. Return the Guardian, or face isolation. Isolation. No trade. No protection. No allies. Some humans panicked. This could destroy us, one official whispered. It's one creature, another said. Is it worth it? The dragon heard raised voices. It did not understand the words, but it understood doubt. Slowly, carefully it stood. The movement alone shook the ground. Medics stepped back. Soldiers tensed, but did not raise weapons. The dragon turned its head toward Jack. It lowered itself again. A bow, not weakness, a choice. Jack stepped forward. He looked small beneath the ships above. Rain clouds gathered again, dark and heavy. Jack spoke into the open channel. You want it back? He said. Then listen. He placed his hand on the dragon's chest. This creature was loyal to you. You punished it for that, Jack said. We don't punish loyalty. The alien council replied quickly. Humans are irrational. This bond is temporary. Jack shook his head. No, he said. It's permanent. The dragon felt his hand. And something ancient responded. Its heart began to glow. Soft at first, then brighter. Energy moved through old scars, through broken wings, through a body the galaxy had labeled useless. Human scanner screamed. Energy levels rising. It's stabilizing. No, it's adapting. The alien fleet reacted at once. Weapons powered on across dozens of ships. The city braced for annihilation. The dragon spread its wings. They should not have worked. They did. Light formed along torn edges, rebuilding what was lost. Not perfectly, but enough. The dragon rose slightly from the ground, hovering just inches above the street. The crowd gasped. The alien council went silent. Jack whispered, You don't have to fight. The dragon answered, not with words, but with action. It turned its body sideways, shielding the city, shielding the humans. Every weapon in the sky now pointed at it. The dragon roared, not in rage, in warning. The sound traveled far, beyond the city, beyond the planet, into deep space. Ancient frequencies, guardian calls, signals long forgotten. Across the galaxy, something answered. Old guardians, hidden allies, beings who remembered what loyalty looked like. Alien sensors lit up with new contacts. Too many. The council's voice returned, no longer calm. What have you done? They demanded. Jack smiled, rain washing his face. We reminded the universe, he said, what happens when you throw away heroes. The alien fleet began to pull back. Not retreat. Reconsider. The dragon slowly lowered itself back to the ground. Its glow faded, but its presence did not. It leaned its head down and touched Jack's shoulder gently. Thank you. Jack placed his hand against its face. Above them, the stars reappeared, one by one. The test was not over, but humanity had passed the first part. They had chosen compassion over fear, and the galaxy had noticed. The blind dragon who changed the galaxy. The night ended quietly. No explosions. No war. The alien fleets slowly pulled away, their lights fading into the dark. The sky above the city cleared, and stars returned like watching eyes. The world exhaled. On the street below, the blind alien dragon stood tall. Scars covered its body. Its wings were uneven. Its eyes still saw nothing. Yet somehow, it looked stronger than it ever had before. Because it was no longer alone. Jack stood beside it, one hand resting on its neck. He felt the steady beat of its heart. Calm, powerful, alive. Across the planet, leaders spoke in emergency councils. Across the galaxy, worlds replayed the same image again and again. A human standing beside a blind dragon. The alien council broke the silence first. This guardian unit will not be reclaimed, they announced. However, its existence will be monitored. Jack did not answer. The dragon did. It lifted its head and released a low, steady sound. Not a roar, but a declaration. A guardian's vow. The message carried far. Clear. It had chosen. Human engineers completed the final work on the dragon's body. Not weapons. Not control systems. Support. New wing frames. Pain relief. Healing tech. Nothing forced. Everything offered. The dragon accepted. Slowly, trust turned into strength. Days passed. The dragon learned the sounds of the city. Footsteps. Voices. Wind between buildings. Jack was always there, guiding it with quiet words and steady hands. Children came next. They were not afraid. One reached out and touched the dragon's scales. The dragon froze, then lowered its head carefully. The child laughed. The moment went viral. The galaxy changed. Worlds that once feared humans now watched them closely. Not because humans were strong, but because they were kind when strength was not required. Alien species began to send messages. Questions. Requests. What do humans do with the broken? What do humans do with the unwanted? Humanity answered with action. They built a sanctuary, not a cage. A place for abandoned guardians, failed experiments, and creatures cast aside by powerful empires. The blind dragon became its heart, not a weapon, a symbol. When threats came to human space, the dragon stood ready, not because it was ordered to, but because it wanted to. The galaxy learned a final truth that day. Humans do not fear monsters. They adopt them. The blind dragon raised its head toward the stars, feeling the warmth of the sun on its scales. It could not see the universe, but it understood it now. Home was not a place. Home was a promise kept. Jack stood beside the dragon as the sun rose. "You're safe," he said softly. The dragon lowered its head and rested it gently against him. And somewhere, deep in the galaxy, old powers whispered a warning to one another. Never underestimate humans. They turn the abandoned into legends.